So we're going to go over a couple issues regarding glute activation, anterior hip opening, and then the lateral hip stability or adduction. So this is going to be an intro. So we're going to start with some really basic foundational stuff. So the first thing we're going to go over is some simple rolling. I think the only part we really have to hit is this anterior line. So I'm going to just give you a couple tips of that. So you could start as far up as your abdomen, and you can kind of hit the ridge line of your rib cage and go to your abs and just hit at like a 45-degree angle just in there. So we can go from here and literally track that all the way down through until we hit the top of the quad. So that's really a good place to hit the hip flexors. So what we can do is start up at the top and simply just lay. I mean, I just hit a point there, but what you want to do with this is just kind of work your way down and spend about 60 to 90 seconds with this one. So you could kind of break it up and do 30 to 40 on your abdomen, see if there's any points you can hit here, and then go down into this. This is going to be probably more of the danger zone for you, towards the inner iliac crest. So right there is a good one for me. So I don't like to just be lazy with my my rolling. Mm-hmm. You know, you can go back and forth. That's ideal. So you kind of do this wobble. But what I like to do is to add a little bit. I'm gonna bring my knee up and do a little rotation, very similar to what we were doing in the room. Okay. So when you hit one of those sore spots. Mm-hmm. And then additionally active. So engage the hip extensor. Okay. So pop the glute, raise the leg up. Mm-hmm. And you might want to be very sparing with that one. Okay. That really hits a good release on that. So like I said, 60-90 seconds with that one. So that's going to be the only release we're going to start with. Okay. So let's do some activation. So groundwork wise, the only one I'd recommend right now is one-legged. Your foot's going to be turned out, and you're just going to create a really simple just activation. I like to keep this nice and contracted and braced. So I just do a very simple lift and just hold there. Okay. Foot turned out, 5-second hold. Do about 20 reps. Okay. And you can do both legs. Reach and feel it is right on the side of the cheek. Okay. Now, if you're feeling like a boss before you come back in, one thing you could do additionally is go up, hold, and then do a little bit of a turn in with that hip. Okay. So I'm actually actively doing this as well. Mm-hmm. So up, and I'm doing an isometric contraction. Okay. That's if you're doing it right, you might feel a little bit of pain pull sensation, but it's going to kick up that glute. You're going to just really feel it kick up even further. Okay. In terms of its activation. So 5 seconds, 20 reps is good there. All right. All right, and you've already done this one, but I'm just going to make a video. A log of it. So nice resistance band. If you got an even thicker or stronger one you feel like you're comfortable with at home, you can do that, but I'm going to give you this one. So we're going to do toe touches. So we're going to go down into a very slight athletic stance. I'm going to make sure the knee is tracking out. It's very similar to a squat. Back is nice and rigid. We're going to just try to simply point our toe and bring it back in. Point, toe, bring it back in. Point, toe, bring it back in. Arms at the sides is ideal because that's the most challenging for the hip. Okay. So this is very sneaky because probably the first 10 reps you do, not too bad. You go into your second set, you're probably going to be feeling a lot more. Okay. So for that one, I would do 3 sets of 10. Okay. And then, the last one I did, just real easy. So like I said, we're starting very simple. So the last one, I want you to actually go into a lunge position. Okay. Let me show you this side. But I want you to try to really cue in a few things with this. I want you to try to get in the most ideal lunge position possible. So first, focus on toes in line with the knees and hips. Shoulders are going to be stacked, shoulder in line with the knee. So everything's very straight, organized. Okay. Same thing with the back. So knee, foot, hip, all in line. So everything is nice and even. From there, we're going to really turn, because the harder part of this is actually the horizontal aspect. So what I'm going to do is try to really find the ideal position for my lumbar spine. Okay, I'm going to pack my shoulder blades back so that pinch between the shoulder blades. Then my head goes in line. So head, shoulder, hips, and my knee should all be basically like a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
I can usually know when I'm hitting it because I don't know if you can see, but my glute and my hamstring are just like firing like crazy. So I'm going to actually kick it a little bit more up. I'm going to try to level my pelvis by activating that glute.
Okay.
So that from there, I'm going to hold that. And it's actually from my perspective right now, my quad and my hip flexor are just like on fire.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to hold that for as long as I can. What's going to happen is you're either going to start to get real shaky and spasmy or quaky in here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sign to let go.
Okay.
Or, you know, if it just gets intolerable.
Okay.
Or if you start to lean. Those are the signs to stop. But, you know, try to spend 30 seconds to a minute held in that position.
Okay.
Very similar, if you want to do it. Do you have any like bands at home, like crossover? They have those at the gym, right?
Yep. Yep.
So you could do a light crossover band.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Try to keep the pelvis level.
Mm-hmm.
And just simply try to bring your knee up as far as you feel comfortable. So you should feel a ton of glute engagement and then kind of an opening on the front of the hip as you go up.
All right.
So you could either do one of two things. You could do the one in the lunge if you don't have time at the gym, 30 seconds, or 2 sets of 10. Now, you really got to focus on that proper. So everything locked, shoulders locked, the bands are in front. And you're really just bringing that leg up with that engagement. So I'm really just creating a ton of hip extension. All right, here we go.
Okay.
You can stop it.